Alright guys, so today's video I wanted to focus on some AirPod alternatives. There's a lot of people obviously having to stay at home right now. There's a lot of people that are looking for things to do. There's a lot of people sitting at home listening to music. And right now, truly wireless earbuds are the way that people are going. And even more specific than that, most people are gravitating towards Apple's AirPods. And that could be for a number of reasons. One, they're probably the most marketed pair of truly wireless earbuds out there. Two, if you're already within Apple's ecosystem, they are extremely easy to use, extremely easy to pair and use within all of your different devices. And then really the third option is it's probably the only pair that most people have even heard of. So what I wanted to do in today's video was give you 5 options. Now these are all going to have the stem style design because I wanted to keep these as close to Apple's AirPods as possible, so do keep that in mind. So the first pair I want to start with is actually a pair of AirPod clones, and more specifically, it's the Black Pods 2. Now these you can pick up for only $39, and I've tried so many different pair of clones. A lot of them I don't even talk about on the channel just because they're that bad. The sound's not as good, the functionality's not as good, but for some reason and somehow the Black Pods 2 are considered a super copy. In fact, they're considered an exact 1-for-1 copy. So you're getting a lot of the same features. You're even getting the H1 chip, which is what makes it so easy to connect to Apple devices and so easy to communicate between each Apple device that you may have. That's built into here. You also get the GPS tracking, so you can even pull up the Find My AirPods and find them just by using these clones. You also get the ability to change the name of the AirPods within the settings, which is really nice. You're getting a Qi wireless charging case. You can sit these on the wireless charger. This is comparable to Apple's model that they sell for $170 that you can pick up for $39. That's a huge price gap to get the same functionality and to get the same sound and to get everything the same, except you're getting them in black, which I actually prefer. I did forget to mention that if you're interested in any of these, there will be links below in the description, so definitely make sure to check those out. But the next pair I want to talk about is from the company SoundPeats. The pair is the SoundPeats TrueBuds. This pair comes in at $46. I have found that SoundPeats offers some of the best bang that you can get for the buck. You're not going to spend a ton of money, but you're going to get a lot for what you're paying. To start with, they use the Realtek chip that has Bluetooth 5.0. You're getting aptX, AAC, and SBC playback, which is some of the best Bluetooth quality that you can get. And then on top of that, the battery life on the earbuds themselves isn't necessarily special. You're gonna get around 3.5 hours, but the charging case is going to give you around 70 hours total. And even better than that, the charging case also doubles as an external charger. So you can basically use it as a power bank. You can plug your phone or your tablet or whatever into the charging case and get that extra little bit of battery life, which is always nice. And then on top of that, these do utilize touch controls and they control everything. So you don't have to pull out your phone, you don't have to summon your smart assistant, you can control everything from the earbuds themselves. But the nice bonus about these is the sound. The sound is extremely clean, but it is a very vibrant earbud that even has a little bit of punch, because normally, like the AirPod style, the one that don't have the silicone ear tips, you're not going to get a whole lot of bass. And somehow SoundPeats found a way to pull out a lot of bass with these, and they're doing an excellent job. And again, for $46, this is an easy pair to recommend. So the next pair I want to recommend is from the company JLab, and more specifically, the JLab Air Executive. Now this pair comes in at $69, but you're getting some really nice features. They do have Bluetooth 5.0. The one thing that I like about the JLab lineup is they have EQ settings built into the earbuds, so you don't have to use an app. You can actually use a bass boost. They have their signature mode, which is my favorite, and then they have kind of like a flat response mode. It's just nice to be able to kind of change things if you want. Now, as far as the battery life on these, you're actually getting around 6 hours individually on the earbuds, where you're gonna get around 30 hours total using the case. So the battery life on these is actually really impressive. Now these do have touch controls, and a huge plus here is that, again, they're able to control everything. Now, one of the bonuses about this pair that some of these other ones don't have is this actually has ambient mode. So if you are out and about, you want to hear some of your surroundings, you don't want to pull the earbuds out of your ears, it's nice and convenient to be able to switch these into ambient mode and have it channel in your outside surroundings. Sound in these are very dynamic. There is plenty of kick in the bass, but there is a lot of details in the mids and the treble. Mids are nice and forward here. Treble is nice and detailed. You're picking up a lot of things that a lot of the other earbuds aren't picking up on. And again, that can also be because this pair actually has the silicone ear tips, which are my personal favorite. I like to have a better seal when it comes to listening to music because it really does change the way things sound. But the JLab Air Executives coming in at $69 is a really nice pair to pick up. So the next pair on the list is definitely a little bit different than some of the others as far as what I think they're aiming for. And this pair is the Razer Hammerhead True Wireless. Now this pair comes in at $99, but what makes the Razer special is they have an ultra low latency mode, which is very important if you like to do gaming on your mobile devices. This basically cuts down on you having any kind of lag, especially with watching movies and videos and stuff like that, but more specifically with games where you know sound is just as important as having accuracy with your controls. Now on top of that, they are rated at IPX4, so they are a little bit resistant to water, but not one of those pairs that you definitely want to get near a lot of water. And now the battery life is one of those that's not so great. You're only going to get around 4 hours on the earbuds themselves, where you're going to get around 16 hours total using the case. So battery life again is kind of on the lower end, but being able to get that low latency mode is a huge plus. And then on top of that, being able to get the bass that these have without actually having the silicone ear tips, this is easily some of the best bass that I've heard on any pair of truly wireless earbuds, let alone a pair that you don't even have to have the silicone ear tips to get that seal. So for you guys that can't really use earbuds that have the silicone ear tips, this is a very nice pair to recommend, especially if you prefer bass. Now the next pair that I wanted to talk about is the Anker Soundcore Liberty Air 2. Now this pair does come in at $99, but the sound and the features are very comparable to the Liberty 2s, which are my personal favorite. So to start with, you're getting Bluetooth 5.0, but you are getting aptX playback. On top of that, the battery life, you're getting around 7 hours on the earbuds themselves, with around 28 hours total using the case. And an even better bonus is if you happen to pick the earbuds up, a quick 10-minute charge will get you 2 hours worth of use. And I always prefer having this little fast charge feature, especially if you're somebody that forgets to charge your earbuds. Now these do use touch controls, but one thing I'm not crazy about with these is it's very limited to how many options you can have with the touch controls. So you have to go within their app to kind of pick what you want each earbud to do. Now I do like that they have the ability to do that, and let alone the fact that the app is also giving you a bunch of different EQ settings. So, you know, no matter how you like to listen to your music, whether it be bass heavy or very clean, where you like to listen to a lot of vocals, having those different EQ settings and being able to switch between those is a nice bonus. These do have the silicone ear tips, which is giving you some really good isolation from some of the things around you, but it's extremely dynamic with some really nice treble. Bass, again, like I said, there's just a ton of bass, which I'm a huge fan of, but I love the fact that the bass doesn't kill the rest of the frequencies. It's just a very nice dynamic sound. So the Anker Soundcore Liberty Air 2s coming in at $99 is an easy pair to recommend. Now this last pair that I wanted to throw in is really showing you the value of what you can get out there if you're gonna spend money that's close to AirPod money. Now the Aki T18NC is a pair of truly wireless earbuds, again, that has the stem, but also has active noise canceling, which seems to be the big feature this year. And now this pair does come in retailing at $139. It is still, what, $30 to $40 cheaper than the AirPods 2. Now this is comparing it to the model that has the wireless charging, But the Aukis having active noise canceling, that is some of the best that I've heard. If you need a pair, especially if you're somebody that commutes a lot, or again, right now you're having to stay at home with probably more people than you're used to. Your family's home all the time, and maybe you want to block that out. This pair gives you the ability to do that with noise canceling, while also having Bluetooth 5.0 that has AAC and SBC playback, which is very nice. And then on top of that, it has an IPX5 rating. So this is one of the few pairs that has active noise canceling that even has an IPX5 rating, which is giving you a little bit more protection when it comes to water. Battery life is also very impressive. You're getting around 7 hours on the earbuds themselves, where you're gonna get around 24 hours total using the case. And again, this is another pair that has a fast charge feature where a quick 10-minute charge will get you 2 hours worth of use. Now, the huge bonus here, like I said, if you're going to compare this to the AirPods with the wireless charging case, these are also Qi wireless charging capable. So you can simply place this case on any wireless charger and they'll start charging. Now, one of the things I'm not crazy about is, although it has touch controls and the touch controls work great, they don't have volume control. So you do have to pull out your phone or either summon your smart assistant to be able to control the volume, which is not how I like to do things. But outside of that, the sound is some of the best that I've heard on any pair of truly wireless earbuds. It is extremely dynamic. It's very in your face, which I prefer. I love having that bass that you can feel, but also having the clarity and the details in the mids and the treble where you can pick apart everything and you're able to just hear everything. And it sounds fairly open, so it just gives you a really nice in your face sound. And this is easily the pair that I keep going back to the most. I just think for the money, for $139 and the noise canceling, they're just very hard to beat. So guys, that's my video on some AirPod alternatives. If you're out looking at AirPods, know that there's a lot of different options out there. Now, they're not pairs that you're going to see on TV or hear commercials and stuff like that as much as you would AirPods, but don't write them off. There are some very good options and a lot of options that you can spend a lot less. But guys, thank you so much for checking out this video. Thank you so much for checking out all the other videos. And as always, make sure to stay tuned for more.